See everything in there?
Yeah, well, we can't see this side.
It can't see this stuff, but it sees that stuff. Yeah. Okay, so guys, what I want you guys to be aware of when you're looking at this sort of diorama of sorts is that there are 4 little miniature versions of your sites on the topo here, okay? And they're to scale. So one of the things that's really important to understand is something called a line of bearing, okay? When you're trying to find angles along the horizon, right, you use a compass bearing to determine where things are. And so right now, from site B, right, where is the water tower? What angle is the water tower at, approximately? So just look at the compass and tell me approximately what angle the water tower is.
270. Is that 270? I can't read. 270.
Northwest.
Well, I wouldn't say 270. Let's see. Let me see if I can find something to point with.
B is the furthest, and the water tower's right behind it.
So it is like 35, right?
Okay, I'll try this pen.
Oh, but from there.
Okay, so from the center of the site, pointing to the center of the water tower is right about there, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
So what does it say?
so if you look at the compass right here, right, you could probably count little numbers to tell how many, what the little lines represent. So let's see. From 0 to here is 90. So let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So the big lines are 10 degrees. The small lines are 5 degrees. So take a look, and you guys tell me approximately what bearing angle is the water tower. 200? 200 is nearer 180.
300.
Oh, it could be 300, it could be 290. Yeah. Okay. So that's that is site B, correct? All right. Now somebody take the pencil and move it over to site A and point it at the water tower. Point it right at the water tower. So now is it the same angle?
320. 420.
It's a different angle, right? Okay. And what you're going to find is that the bearing angles to all of these views, right, are going to be different from each of the sites. The important thing is that you guys learn to look at a compass and look at what's around your site and be able to document where is each thing. Okay? So as an example, if you guys walk around towards this side, I'm going to try and see if I can get the camera to look over this edge. So let me sneak past you guys. So move this over to here. Does it see the other side now? So there's some stuff on the other side, right? So part of what we have to do is to determine what are the good views and what are the bad views. Obviously, the water tower is intended to be a bad view. Okay? And actually, all of these tract houses up here are intended to be kind of a negative, bad view. The vineyards, which there's vineyards over there and there are vineyards over here, are intended to be positive views. Things that you want to emphasize. Things that you want to open up the windows and look at. There's one more thing in there, and it's that barn over there, and that is kind of subject to your interpretation of whether or not that is a pretty thing or an ugly thing. Some people look at it and they go, oh man, that's cool. It's an old barn. I like it. It looks rural. Other people look at it and said, oh, it looks like there's some old redneck that lives there and has trucks buried in his grass. So it's sort of up to you. But the important thing that you guys each need to do now is you need to document the bearing angles right, to each of these things. You can do that by taking pictures, so you can like put your phone down right in here and make sure that it's seeing the compass, and you can take a picture, and then take a picture, and you can take pictures in different directions, and you should be able to tell from your pictures like which direction the bad views and the good views are. Now, so for example, the vineyards for this site probably start about there, right? And so, what about those vineyards over there?
I have a question.
Oh, no. I asked a question. You get to answer the question. So if I'm standing right here, can I see those vineyards over there? I get one and one no.
Oh, maybe not because of the terrain.
There you go. Bingo. The terrain. Yeah. So these contours are 2.5 feet each. Okay. So from down here, you're going up over 2.5 feet. They're almost 3 feet. So you're going up almost 10 feet up to here. So there's a possibility that you can't see all of that stuff over there. You might be able to see some of that down there. All right, but most of your views in this site are going to be over here, depending on where you build. If you build up here, right, so right there where the pin is, yes, it can see those vineyards, it can see all that stuff. But we need to know with that level of specificity is where are the views? So that's going to be your task. I will probably leave you to work on this thing in groups, in the groups that you are assigned to by site, okay? And you can work on it as a group project as long as you all understand what it is that we're after. So one of the things that you know, say you're doing site A and you want to know where this vineyard is. Well, this vineyard looks like it's almost at 270, maybe 280, right? From 280 to about, they're south, pointing in that direction. From 280, or from 175 to 280, right? Or not 280, 260, we have these vineyards. Okay? That makes sense? Imagine it this way. Imagine that we put a pin right here, and then we take string, and we extend the string out to each of the different places where there are sites.
Do we have string that we can do that with?
We don't need to be that specific. We can get string, but I mean, if you're off by 5 degrees, I don't care.
So when you said 260, that's up until where that car is, right? That car is something.
It's not a car, it's a barn.
Or the barn, sorry.
Yeah, it's where these pictures end. So that vineyard ends at right about that angle there, which is about about 165 to 170. Okay. What's wrong? All right, so how many minutes are we at?
8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Huh?
8 minutes and like 40 seconds.
Okay, so do you guys understand the task? All right, because here's the part that I want to make sure you guys completely understand. When we do this at this scale, we can transpose that to our site, to our big site. Okay? When we do this at this scale, it's transposable to the big site. Okay? So that's what we want to do. All right, so why don't we let group D go first, so that we're not going in like the normal alphabetical order. The rest of you are going to go back and continue to come up with a composition over on the site. So group D, as in doggy, you guys get to figure out the angles to each of the images from your site, which is right here. Okay? All right, stop the